Lantern! Pick on someone your own size!
Hey everybody, it's Marshall Mick here. It's going to be my Arrow Season 5 Episode 10 review. There's a lot to talk about, including the new Black Canary that was at the end of the episode. And Tahlia Al Ghul is finally here. We have that to look forward to. So there was a few Easter eggs, maybe even a potential character coming in Season 6, or possibly Season 7 if they get confirmed. So there's just so much to talk about. We will have to get started. But also an update, I will get caught up with Legends of Tomorrow. That's my next goal. And then Vixen, those aren't as important as these DC TV videos, but I'll get to those as well. And then you might have seen I started reviewing Riverdale, so there's a lot coming up. But let's get to Arrow. So Arrow, this episode was really good. Solid, good episode. I feel like Arrow got a win this time around. But the problem with Arrow is that it's been really repetitive with giving characters more reboots. They've been rebooting a lot, and I think that Laurel is that character, you know. They started with season 2 with the Canary, with Sarah. Then they went on to go with Black Canary, with Laurel. Then they went with Black Siren. Now they're doing this new Black Canary. So it's just they're rebooting it so much. But they need to stop rebooting Black Canary. It's like, just stop. It's like how they're trying to make Fantastic Four a thing for the third time. Stop trying to make Laurel, stop trying to make Black Canary a thing. Just give us a Black Canary and stick with it, right? But Laurel, so we saw Laurel in the last episode, and I kind of explained that in my last review, since I did that one late. I talked about how it was Black Siren, and that we were going to see her in this episode. So yes, Laurel comes back. It picks up right where they left off in episode 9. So Oliver's like, what the heck is going on? How are you alive? What's happening right now? So Laurel, from Earth 2, by the way, explains that she was pulled out of time by Sarah. So they didn't cause a time apparition because she was pulled out of the timeline and dropped off in Star City. So, Laurel's here. She's putting up this act, this whole front that she is, their Laurel back to life in the timeline. And it's so obvious that it's a trick. I get why they put Black Siren, the actual scream, in the promo. Because even as Laurel was explaining her story to them, it seemed so fake that you could tell that she was not the real Laurel. So that was one thing that I didn't like about that. But the great thing out of this is that it was really funny to see the reveal that they had planned for Laurel's return. The reveal was that Ragman was like, well, maybe she has some kind of evil twin we don't know about. And then Felicity was like, oh wait, there is an evil twin. It's Earth 2 Laurel, Black Siren. So that was just really funny. I thought that was a really funny reveal of how to do that. Even though it wasn't really a reveal because everyone pretty much already knew. But yes, it's revealed that Black Siren is actually this Laurel. She's from Earth 2. So basically, how this happened is that Prometheus knew Oliver's weakness would be Laurel. He knew Laurel was a weakness to Oliver. So he goes to Central City. He breaks into the Pipeline prison. He gets Black Siren out of the prison, takes her to Star City, and makes her put up this, act that she is their Laurel. Which is weird, because she could have killed them all, yet she was just kind of there to, prove a point to Oliver, which I think was kind of a waste of Black Siren. But the reason why they're doing this is, one, they want, why not have Katie Cassidy guest star? Two, they wanted to set up the legacy of the new Black Canary, and also tell you that just because there's going to be a new Black Canary doesn't mean Katie Cassidy's not coming back, because this just proves that she can come back anytime she wants. And I think that Katie Cassidy will come back once more. I think that maybe Season 6 will get more Katie Cassidy, but just like how, Arthur is playing Rip Hunter, how Tom Cavanaugh's playing all these different Harrison Wells, Katie Cassidy's going to be playing this version of Laurel. And maybe even another version if we get her some other time. But I did like how Laurel, even though this was Black Siren, she still had a connection to all the characters on this show. Even Oliver, and they even give us a Flashpoint Paradox Easter egg and kind of like an Earth 2 Easter egg all at the same time. So while she's down in the prison in the Arrow Cave or Arrow Bunker or Lab or what, I don't even know, whatever you want to call it, But we're just going to stick calling it the Arrow Cave. So while she's in the prison, she talks about how Oliver on Earth 2 was dead, and has been dead for 10 years. And that, if you guys remember, back in the Earth 2 episode in Season 2 of The Flash, they revealed that it was actually Oliver's dad who became the Green Arrow on that Earth. So it's like a Flashpoint Easter egg type thing, where you have Flashpoint Paradox, the comic book story, where Bruce dies, and then Bruce's father, Thomas, becomes Batman instead. So that was kind of like another nod to that, but I thought that was really interesting. But anyway, Oliver thinks by the end of the episode that she still can be saved. Like, after everything, after she even killed, or almost tried to kill Laurel, or Felicity, sorry about that. So after Earth 2 Laurel, Black Siren, tries to kill Felicity, after all that, after working with Prometheus, Oliver still thinks that she has some good in her, which makes sense, but it's like, Oliver, come on, you're too optimistic here. So they lock her up in Argus, so she's not going to be in the Central City Pipeline prison anymore. She's in Argus now. So that way she's closer to Star City. Because I guarantee you they're going to try to use Katie Cassidy's Black Siren more for Arrow instead of the Flash. But she's in Argus, so that's all that matters. But anyway, meanwhile, while this is all going on, Diggle has his storyline in this episode. So Diggle, there was an upside to this and there was a downside to this. So last episode, in my review, I talked about how I didn't like them kind of repeating the same story with Diggle in jail. But then I watched this episode and I was like, I can learn to dig this, because he's going to try to get out legally. He's trying to break out, but he's trying to do it the legal way. So it's like, okay, let's see where this goes, because it's actually kind of interesting to me. Like, it's intriguing. And the reason why it's intriguing is because they're having the worst character possible trying to get him out of prison, which is the DA. And I can't even remember his name at this point. But the DA, District Attorney, is trying to get him out. And if you guys don't know, there's a huge reveal for his character, and I talked about it a couple of episodes back in one of my reviews. And I'm not going to say it in this review, because I think people might think of it as a spoiler, but I don't know. And if you want to know, just look up his character from the comics, and you'll see why it's controversial that he's the one getting Diggle out of prison. But I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they reveal his character. Curtis got a little bit in this episode with learning how to use his mind as a weapon. I talked about that in my last review, and now we're going to talk about it here. Curtis might not be the strongest, and might be beaten up all the time, but he used his mind as a weapon in this episode, so I appreciate that. So we got a lot, to help him out a little bit, help his character out, to become the Mr. Terrific from the comics. So in the flashbacks, we learned that the Bratva had tortured Oliver for a little while until he was rescued by none other than Tahlia Al Ghul. Hello? So Tahlia was confirmed quite a while back ago, and actually I forgot about it till recently. But Tahlia will be here the rest of the season. She's going to be the main focus of the flashbacks for the rest of the season. She's going to be training Oliver in Russia during the flashbacks. And then later on is going to be training Prometheus as well, because we learned that she was the one who, trained Prometheus, or at least a woman did. And a woman who had a connection to Oliver. So as we can see here, Tahlia, basically has all the skills that Oliver has. Nyssa, same way. So that's why she trained Oliver, and that's why it makes sense. And again, later trains Prometheus too. And I think that what they're going to do is they're going to tease that up in the flashbacks with her training Oliver, and then drop her in present day at some point before the season is over. And I liked that quite a bit. So I'm excited for Tahlia. And I can't wait to see what they have in store for her in the flashbacks. So meanwhile, in Hub City, and again, they're teasing Hub City quite a lot this season, and we'll talk about that in a second. But Hub City, I loved the city view, by the way, this city shot. There's this new character, and apparently she's listed as her name is Tina Boland or something like that, like Tina, not a character from the comics. But she's in this bar, and these guys pretty much hit on this woman. And she doesn't like the waitress. She doesn't like it quite a bit. She's like totally against it. And she ends up like taking them down with a canary cry. So I guess everybody has canary cry now. Like, I don't know what it is. Canary cry is supposed to be like this really special power that like 2 people have. It's like Laurel and then her mom from the comics had the canary cry. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if anybody else did. Maybe like I think Oliver had a daughter in the comics, but I don't remember for sure if she had canary cry. Or if they had a daughter, I can't remember. But anyway, everyone has Canary Cry now. So this is the new Black Canary. Her name's Tina Boland. But I was going to talk about how there was an Easter egg for the Hub City. So a lot of people think that they're going to do Question. I obviously think they're going to do Question. Mark Guggenheim wants them to do Question. But I don't think it's going to be this season. I think they'll do it like season 6. Actually, Question would be a really good DC show. I think they should do that. I don't know. It just seems cool. But anyway, back to Black Canary. That was like a side note there. Back to Black Canary. I definitely think that Tina Boland, she seems like she has like a cool, edgy vibe to her. I'm excited to see where they take the character because, you know, they're kind of getting closer to that kind of like edgier Black Canary they might want. I think she looks interesting. I'm not going to rule her out just yet. But I think there's gonna, you know, we're gonna have to wait and see what she can really do. But I guess everyone has Canary right now, though. So, I don't know. But what did you guys think of the episode? Did you guys like it? Did you not like it? Why and why not? Comment down below. What was your favorite part of the episode? Did you like Black Siren? And are you looking forward to not only Tahlia Al Ghul in the flashbacks, but the new Black Canary? And we'll have to wait and see how that turns out in next week's episode. So thanks guys for watching this. Links under to my other Arrow videos, links under to my Twitter, Instagram, Vine, vlog channel, and gaming channel. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.